Hi, this is an overview of BrainPop and BrainPop Jr. Emmanuel Christian School does have a subscription to these sites. Please check the ECS Tech Support for Staff website for information about passwords and the type of access that we do have. First of all, we're going to talk about BrainPop educators right here. Most teachers have not accessed this area, but really is a plethora of information. You really need to go in here and explore it yourself. Lesson plans, curriculum calendar, information about whiteboards, of which we all have the smart boards. Just so much information here. You do need to make your own username and password for this section. The generic username and password that we have for our subscription does not work in this area. I do suggest you watch their tour of BrainPop. It is not the same as the information I'm giving you now. This is the area I normally go to access the standards and lesson plans. So you would first pick Ohio, of course, then you would pick your subject, you would pick your grade, and then you click submit. It gives you the standard and the lessons that go along with it. They've really done the work for you here. This will help you so much in your lesson planning by just using this one feature of BrainPop. There is help here. I rarely use it, but that is available and about us. Then you've got your different subjects. Free stuff really is for individuals, schools that do not have the subscription. So what's in the free stuff is available to us anyway because of the subscription. Game Up is a section that just appeared a few years ago. Originally there was maybe a half a dozen games in this area, but now there are dozens. Everything from argument wars for debate, government, there is science through here, there is health, just really a tremendous amount of possibilities for you to use in your classroom to reinforce the information that's been studied. K-3 games are also on here, but BrainPop Jr. is set up a little bit different, and the games that are in this section are pretty much the games that are attached to the actual lessons in BrainPop Jr. All right, let's look at an actual lesson. You will see that BrainPop's divided into categories. So if a student gets lost and you're having them, all go to this at their computer, it was engineering and technology, then I clicked on computers and internet, and then I clicked on computer viruses. You have a movie here. You can click on full screen, which is nice when you're watching it as a class. You can also click on closed captioning if having the words at the bottom would be beneficial for your students. Afterwards, there's a couple different ways you can take the quiz. I rarely do the printed quiz. I just try not to use paper, and so I don't use the printed quiz, but that is an option. What I normally do is we watch the video as a class, then I go through the review quiz, because in this one you don't progress until you get the question correct. This way we can talk through the questions. The questions in the BrainPop quizzes are very much focused on problem solving and critical thinking, which is something that is greatly needed in our students today. Usually after I have them do the review quiz as a class, I have them take the graded quiz on their computers. On this one, at the end, it gives them the option of printing or emailing. Again, I simply have them email me the score, and that way all I have to do is take the score and put it into RunWeb. The next option is activities. Now, it is said that BrainPop is designed for grades 3 through 8, but high school teachers have used BrainPop, and also you saw in the standards that they gave you the choice of grades 9 through 12. You will not necessarily see 3 tabs under every activity page. I just chose one that had all 3 tabs as an example. Activities have any number of types of activities in here. This one happens to have a word scramble, identify it, and a think about it. Again, the think about it focus on problem solving and critical thinking. The graphic organizer is exactly that. In this case, it's a compare and contrast. And again, this is a great way to get students to think about what they've learned. There is also vocabulary. On all of these, the student can actually type in the document, and when they are done, click this print button. Do not use the print button that goes with the internet browser. When you click just this print button, number one, it defaults the date. The student can put their name in there, and when it prints, it will only print this white portion of the page. It will not print all this other stuff, which is what you'll get if they print from the internet browser. The other nice thing about these BrainPop lessons is you can do as much or as little as you would like. For instance, I might introduce this lesson to the 3rd graders. We might go through the quiz and we might do the activity in class together. And that's all I would do with the 3rd graders. But then in 4th grade, we would do that same movie, quiz, activity page again, but then I might add the graphic organizer. And then in 5th grade, again, we would do all that information again, and then the vocabulary. It really is not repetitious because we're talking a year later that they're seeing this information. So you really can build on what they have. All right, let's go back to the lesson. Another area is Q&A, where questions are asked. And there is an answer here, but again, you could use this as an area for maybe blogging, essays, journals, etc. There's also an FYI here. This also has multiple sections. This is way back when. You can click on the modern world, real life, etc. And again, it's just expanding on the topic. The kids like to read the comics. If I give them extra time to explore frequently, they go there. If it is appropriate, sometimes you will see a timeline that goes along with the lesson. This is not always there, but it is something that is available. On this side, you have related topics. On this side, you have lesson ideas, which is something new. They did not have that in there last year. All right, let's go to BrainPop Jr. First of all, the thing that you're going to notice with BrainPop Jr. is that because this is designed for kindergarten through 3rd grade, and yes, there's an overlap between BrainPop Jr. and BrainPop for the 3rd grade, that because the students, especially the kindergarten 1st graders, may not know all the words, once you put your mouse over any of the areas, it will say what it is.
Standards tool, big word wall, game,
and etc. All right, so you see they have BrainPop educators. This is the help section, standards, just like in BrainPop. Also game up, free stuff. All right, we're going to go right into a lesson here. All right, they have the movie just like BrainPop. You can make it full screen. You can put the closed captioning in. The difference here is they have the hard quiz and easy quiz. I always obviously look at the quiz before I go over it with my students, but I would say as a general rule, I use the easy quiz for kindergarten and 1st grade, and I use the hard quiz for 2nd and 3rd grade. The nice thing is you could actually have your students, all the sound effects, you could actually have your students do these at the computer. Remember, in the elementary, you can sign up to use the elementary lab when I don't have a class. So if you wanted to have the whole class do the quiz on a computer, you could do so. In the high school, you have the laptop carts. When it comes to the quizzes, in BrainPop Jr., it will read the question.
A keyboard, mouse, printer,
and so on. You just have to put your mouse over the top without clicking. It will also read the answers. A game is attached to every lesson in BrainPop Jr. This is how it is different from Game Up with BrainPop. There is also an activity. This can be done as a class or individually at the computer. Belly Up is just a comic strip, just a fun way to look at the information, and so is Papa Joke. Word Wall is a great thing to do as a class. Again, it will read the vocab if you put the mouse over the word. Usually when we're doing this in class, I'll say, okay, can someone tell me what their definition of software is? And I'll get however many answers from the class. Then I'll have someone come up and click on software, and it will give the definition. Draw about it, write about it, and read about it and talk about it are also all ways that you can expand on the lesson. And again, it's just as much or as little as you would like to do. This is an overview of BrainPop and BrainPop Jr. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me or speak with any one of the other teachers that use BrainPop. Have a great day.